He's hilarious. He's booked all over town, and he's coming to the stage right now. Please give a warm round of applause to Liam Baker, everybody.
The first time I saw stand-up comedy was my dad was watching The God, Jeff Dunham, and he called me down into his room. He said, "You gotta get a load of this. This guy's making the puppet talk." And I was like, "Yeah, hold on. What's he doing? He's just being funny."
And I was like, yeah, shut up. Is he getting paid to be funny?
And my dad was like, "Yeah, he's a comedian. That's his job." I was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do."
I'm doing that. Probably won't do the puppets. It's fucking lame, but... Next question.
The first time I got on stage was at the Sparrow in Park Circle.
I went and I chickened out, and I had a friend who had invited me, who had been like, "You've been wanting to do this for a while. I know a couple people." He's actually friends with Shauna, and he invited me out to the Sparrow, and I went, I chickened out. He told somebody else. Eventually, John Antoine came up to me and was like, "Hey, we signed you up anyway." So I was like, all right, I guess I'm going up.
So I went up last, and I giggled through the whole thing, but I managed to get it out, and I was hooked.
So I closed out the show. Everybody died laughing. Everybody died laughing. I killed everyone in the club.
The first joke I asked the audience if they liked impressions. And then I pulled the mic real close, and I went... The wind.
My first joke that really bombed, that hurt my feelings, was why does anyone still get a chicken fillet sandwich when chicken strip sandwiches exist? The fillet is the one that might be cold in the middle. And I stand behind it. That's a perfectly written joke.
How do you feel about other comics having said your comedic style is more abstract at times?
People have described me as abstract. In your other video, Liv described it as abstract.
My friend Liam Baker, he's funny as hell, and his comedy is very much more abstract.
Fuck that. Don't keep my name out of your mouth. Sweet girl, very funny. She's gonna be very famous very soon. But if she keeps playing with me, I will dismember her and eat the pieces. I'm cutthroat. I do not fuck around. I'm a dog. They call me the Dog of Charleston Comedy. They call me the urban dog of Charleston Comedy.
My writing style, I would describe as lazy. I don't write enough. But if I see a good episode of Family Guy, I'll just copy that stuff.
We did a show in Asheville a little over a year ago, and all of my material that works pretty well, on a regular basis, bombed very hard. And I was with a more veteran comedian who had vouched for me, who was like, "You guys gotta see this next guy." And they hated me.
Which state was this? Sorry.
This was in North Carolina. This was in Asheville.
Crickets?
Oh yeah, big time crickets.
Asheville's kind of a weird place, though.
There was, after the show, a guy came up to me and the other comic and shook his hand in front of me and was like, "Hey man, you were really, really great. That was hilarious." and then turned and looked at me, and he was like, keep trying. So he said, I see what you were going for, but keep at it. When I feel like I'm bombing, my reaction is to start laughing myself. Because my first thought is that maybe I'm scaring them. Maybe I'm making people nervous, and I want to be like, no, I'm kidding about the stuff I said. But it's clearly just like very insecure. Sometimes I'll hang myself with the mic cord or, just fun stuff. One time I did it was like a 10-minute set at the Sparrow, and everyone else on the show was doing great. And for 9.5 minutes, just nothing from the audience. And at one point I said, do you guys want to hear an impression? And this older couple in the back screamed, no! No, no, no! And I said, sounds like you guys love impressions. And I finally got a chuckle out of a couple people in the front. And I said, this is somebody being murdered by a bunch of little people. Killing me, Smalls.
I don't know. I think, like, a few decades ago, it was like joke writing, and then being casual was like groundbreaking, and that created a comedy boom, and people who embraced that style and were really good at it really like shot to the top and everything. But now I think that so many people are doing that maybe there's an oversaturation of it. And personally, I never want to go up there and appear like I'm just a guy. I'm not. I'm a fucking freak, dude. And let me show you how freaky I can be. No, that's dumb. That's dumb. I want to write jokes that are concise and can be like interpreted through I don't know. So I guess some of the stuff that I do is more theatrical and relies on that. But I think that's also a part of writing the joke.
Awful long way to come.
I do think there's a difference between writing for yourself and writing for an audience. I personally try to always write for myself. There are jokes that I've written that get a good reaction, but feel hack. I mean, for lack of a better word. And I don't want to do those. I want to do the dumb shit that I like and hope that I can attract people that like it as well. I think you can say it across like all different kinds of art. If you're making something to sell something, then it doesn't have heart. You can smell it, you know? If you're doing something because it makes you laugh and it's what you want to do and it's not about showing it to people. It's more about just like getting this thing that you want to make out. Then it's probably going to be more art than the product, you know? I don't want to make a product. I want to make something I can be proud of. I don't think social media has changed my approach to comedy, and that's probably to my detriment. A lot of like the people that blow up now have a bunch of reels on Instagram and show off what they're doing and, you know, post. And I'm really bad about that. I could be all high and mighty and be like, it grosses me out. It also just like terrifies me. That's it. That's the main thing, is that it terrifies me. The idea of having something I was playing with like online forever. I don't know. I definitely should be more aggressive about social media, and I'm not, and it's not helping me.
No, my favorite moment in comedy has definitely been opening for Sean Patton. He just had a lot of nice words to say afterwards. It meant a lot for him to say that I was a good writer and that I had what it took to takes. I have what it takes. I have what it took. I used to have it. Fuck. It's been all downhill from there.
I mean, it made me cry. It made me cry. But also, MasterChef makes me cry, so maybe.
What are your goals with your pursuits in comedy?
I want to do this. I want to make it big enough. I don't necessarily see myself doing like stadiums. Just I don't know. I mean, I guess I should be like, yeah, I'm gonna go all the way to the top. That's what you're supposed to say. But I would like to make it big enough to where I can pursue other things related with people that I admire, you know, and make my heroes my peers, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I smoke. What's it to you?
If you had to describe yourself as a cartoon character, what cartoon character would you describe yourself as?
People call me Liam the Stewie Griffin Baker of Charleston Comedy. Watch me. Watch Charleston's fuck dog. Watch the urban fuck dog of Charleston spit some Stewie Griffin at you.
I think Buddha said that.
That's correct, yeah.
I fuck with Buddha heavy, dude.